We always start off with the 4 rules of gun safety.
Fundamentals of shooting a revolver are identical to the fundamentals of shooting a semi-automatic.
This is a fun drill that I like to do. And it's a great rifle for home defense, for personal protection. Great time. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we? Hey everybody, just a quick story. I had a kind of a condition orange this morning that I wanted to kind of share with you. Not to share you necessarily the story, but just to get you thinking about your plan. We talk about attitude, skills, and plan all the time at ASP. And here, I really want you to think about your plan. And that's the lesson learned. What are your strike points and what will you do when these situations happen? Here's the story. I was leaving class today about 11:30. I teach at a local university. And as I was walking out of class and I was walking towards another building, I noticed 2 faculty members that were looking at a third building a little way away. And they were very clearly perturbed and irked and really looking. The funny thing to me is they first looked like prairie dogs who were on alert. They were kind of looking and saying, "What's going on over there?" So as I got a little closer, I could tell something was wrong. I said, "What's wrong?" I was in condition orange at that time. Clearly something was wrong to them. They said, "Man, this guy in this big Suburban just ripped right through campus. He went right through the parking lot. And then there's this area on our campus that you're really not supposed to drive cars." And he said that he ripped right through that, went all the way around to the other side, and then pulled into a parking spot really fast, jumped out of the car really fast, and ran into that welcome center. And it just, I hope everything's okay in there. So I had to decide at that moment if I was going to leave that alone or if I was going to do something about it and see what there is. Now there's a lesson for you. When that time comes, don't think, "Gosh, what should I do?" You should be ready with a decision as to what you're going to do because your strike points are already set. If your strike points are, "I defend me and my loved ones," and that's it, well then get out of there. Get off campus, get away from there, get in your car and be gone in case something crazy were to go down. I was heading out anyways. That was a choice. But for me, I'm a shepherd. I do shepherd that organization. Not officially, but unofficially. I knew I had students in that building, so I couldn't leave it. Turned back around, realized, oh, okay, let's head over to that building and make sure everything's okay. Maybe everything's not, maybe it is. But I was on high alert at that point. Told one of those 2 faculty members to call campus security so that they were getting campus security on the way, and I headed for the problem. It took me about 15 or 20 seconds at a very brisk walk to get there. Of course, I had my appropriate tools with me. And more than that, I had my attitude and my skills and my plan with me. Now, here's all I did. I opened the door, and I knew I'd had a description of that person that had run in, what he was wearing, what he looked like. Opened the door, and everything seemed to be completely fine. He was very calm, collected, was talking with the receptionist. The receptionist was fine, wasn't in any kind of a peak or anything like that, wasn't worried. And so I didn't even actually address him. I had a student that I knew that was hanging out right there, and I called him over and I said, "Is everything okay in there? Does everybody look like they're doing fine?" And he said, "Yeah, everything's great. No worries at all." So it all ended up working out fine. In fact, I didn't even talk to that guy. Not my responsibility to tell him he's driving like a jerk. I don't want to provoke a confrontation, so I just let it be at that point. My point is this, to tell you this story, not to say, "Oh, great, John went and was willing to go and have a confrontation if it was needed." Listen, you've got to decide in advance where your strike points are, and that's where the planning part of ASP comes in. If I have a situation like that, what will you do? It's perfectly acceptable, in my opinion, to say, "That's not my business. I'm bugging out of here because I have a family to protect." Perfectly acceptable. Get out of there. I would not suggest you play Rambo and go all commando all of a sudden, unless you're a sworn law enforcement officer, if you're part of the security team. I told him to get on the phone with the security, and the security showed up not long after that. I didn't even want to confront the guy. When I went in and looked, I just was looking to see, is everything okay? I don't want to talk to the guy. I don't want to really have an interaction with him. If everything's fine, then he never needs to know that I exist. But those are already things that I've put into place in my life, and I'd encourage you to do the same in yours. So when these kind of things happen, you're ready to go, and you don't have to spend time trying to figure out what the best answer is. That's all for now. Hope you have a good day. And as always, keep your ass covered. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we?